Now let's give rights to creator 3. As the name suggests, this is a creator, so let's give him RFQ requisition creator right. Also, let's make him change approver. This will enable this user to change approver at the time of submitting purchase request for approval. Click save. User settings updated successfully. In order to save time, I have already given rights to all the important users. This is company settings form. This form contains module level settings which affect overall behavior of procurement module. This form is quite big and it is not possible to cover it in a video. Please check manual for details about this form. But I will explain some of the settings on this form during this video as and when needed. Let's load settings of a company. Select a company from this lookup and it loads all its settings. This form also contains links to few child forms which are also very important. Let me give you a brief overview of child forms. Again, please check manual for details of these forms. Child forms are available through these buttons in the toolbar. Account setup. This form allows user to link requisition types with actual account numbers in GL. This form is available when user has selected account segment here in company setup form. This form also allows user to mark which accounts will be checked against budget when line items will be added in requisitions. But this is available only when user has selected line amounts checked against budget here on company settings form. Budget setup form. This form allows user to link budgets with fiscal years. This form is available only when user has selected line amounts check against budget on company settings form. When line items are added in requisition, item amounts are checked against budget based on fiscal year using information in this form. Quote criteria setup. This form allows user to define a quote criteria which is used to determine validity of an RFQ or manually created requisition. If RFQ or requisition does not meet quote criteria, then it has to be approved by quote motivation user. This form is available only if quote criteria is enabled here on company settings form. As you can see, I already have defined a quote criteria here in order to save time. Item setup form. This form allows user to link items with requisition type. When items are added in requisition, only items linked to the type of requisition are allowed to be added. Creditor setup form. This form allows user to mark which creditors are preferred. When creditors are added in RFQ or requisition, allowed creditors are based on data in this form and allow creditor type setting here on company settings form. I had to stay very brief during explanation of this form and the child's forms linked to this form. Please check manual for details on this form and related child forms. Next step is approval hierarchy setup. This is approval hierarchy setup form. In order to save time, I already have defined two approval hierarchies, as you can see in this lookup. Let's load approval hierarchy A1. In any approval hierarchy, level 1 defines creator and remaining levels define approvers. As you can see here that creator 1 is the creator, while approver 1 and approver 2 are second level approvers with different approval limits. Approval 4 and approval 5 are third level approvers with different approval hierarchies. Approver 9 is final approver. Here we can define who is budget override user and who is quote motivation user in case requisition requires budget approval or quote motivation. Again, I was brief in order to save time. Please check manual for details. This completes stage 1, that is setup.